Welcome. There's four of us today. No solo. But this is the preview show to the Champions League, Manchester United versus Atalanta. We're here with smiles on our faces. 4 days, 3 days, 2 days after the debacle that was Leicester City. We're back on the grind again. Today's show we're joined by OMONDI, TalkMU,
yes,
and Rebel. Welcome back, man.
Greetings,
gentlemen. Let's move on from the bullshit that was the weekend. Atalanta, Champions League, different competition, hopefully a different vibe. A lot's been said, a lot's come out over the last couple of days. Players talking, pundits talking, even Ollie talking. But it's back down to business tomorrow. On Monday, I'm going to ask you, Ollie's been talking about tweaking his formation or tweaking the system. I'm going to ask you, obviously we know what system Ollie's been playing. What do you think he'll tweak it to? And do you believe that it's going to make any difference to how the game is actually being played tomorrow?
Yeah, I think that the side does need tweaking, judging by the run we've had. If you look at all the games since the start of August, we haven't really been overwhelming teams and being on top of teams. So now we're back in the Champions League as well. We're playing a team that's pretty new with a new kind of style. They sort of double up on people. They've got ways, the way they play the system, interchangeable, they're expansive. So they are a threat. And it would be embarrassing to most people who don't really know Atalanta about what they've been doing for the last decade or something. They've really developed as a club side. They're, as you say, they're in Europe now. They've done really well in the Champions League and in their own domestic league last couple of seasons. They've had a project which has been really successful, and they've got a style of play, even though not really no recognisable players to the average fan, but they've got a style of play which is very effective, as we've seen, you know. So I think if you are going to tweak something, it's going to make sure we don't get overrun by them, because in certain areas in the final third they can really overrun you, and I think that's where maybe I'm thinking maybe when he has two in midfield, maybe he's going to drop another man into midfield to make us more compact against his team.
Talk.
Yeah, I mean, what Amanda just said there about Atalanta, but you know the thing about Atalanta is they're very strict in keeping their shape, and when a team does that, then obviously there are opportunities for you to move the ball quickly and get in behind and get around them through the lines, etc. And I think we can do that. And I think that Ollie will go the opposite way. I think he's going to go more of the 4-3-3 route. That's what I believe. So that we will go at them. We will have them on the back foot. We will have them dropping deeper, so that we can then create that sort of siege, that kind of siege mentality where it's, you've got to now defend against us for the next 10 minutes. Yeah, you might break out and get a couple of opportunities, but we're going to keep you in there. We're going to cause you problems, and we're going to make. And also, they're not that great from set pieces either, from what I've seen. They can be caught out quite easily on set pieces. So this is all this comes down to for me, from Ollie's point of view, is what he's been saying. He's now got to back it up with some real changes. And I want to see more than just one player dropped. I want to see some other players getting a chance. I want to see Donny van der Beek getting a chance, to be fair with you, because I think he will be a great player to take advantage of them keeping their shape, allowing them lines to be broken with his movement and everything else, So I'd like to see him getting a shot, and I'd like to see Sancho on the right, Rashford on the left, and Cristiano up front.
I think, sorry. I think Atalanta, they do change their shape. Once they can change from a 3 at the back to a 4 at the back in game. I think that's their advantage. They've changed their shape throughout the game. And I think we might see a formation of theirs, but it might change throughout the game, depending on if they got the ball or haven't got the ball. This is what I've seen with them. They really, that's what I'm saying about them being interchangeable with their shape, with their formation in game.
Rebel.
Yes, Mr. B. Looking at Atlanta, the pivotal battleground is going to be central midfield. They like to have a lot of players in central midfield. In the last game, they had 4 operating central midfield with their wing backs doing the wide role. So that's something Ollie's going to have to be conscious of. And it's an area where our weakness possibly could be exposed, in that we have had issues coming through that Fred McTominay channel. And that's putting it lightly. So it's something Ollie's got. If he's talking about tweaks, it's probably going to be maybe given a bit of reinforcement to that midfield area to allow them to do battle with what is going to be an Atlanta platform during that game, I would imagine.
Okay, so the formation that has been tried and tested with Ollie is the 4-2-3-1. Obviously, so talk. I've just heard that you're gonna go. You're saying 4-3-3 on Monday formation. Before we talk about the players, just the formation that you believe that Ollie's gonna go with tomorrow.
Yeah, funny enough, me and Talk and you were on the same page there with what we were discussing. I'm also advocating the 4-3-3, which means more compact, bringing a player back, maybe Bruno, dropping him back a lot deeper and having his starting position in a 3, so it's a bit more secure and compact to avoid, as what Rebel was saying, highlighted so well about Atalanta, they got the inverted wing backs that come in and pack the midfield out. So I think that is something really key, and how they get advantage and control of games. So I think Ollie's obviously, well, not obviously, but I'm speculating that Ollie's sort of referring to that.
Okay, and Rebel formation?
I'd go along with the 4-3-3, but what I would like to see is maybe a more fluid front 3, and that does mean something unpopular, putting Ronaldo on the bench. I think we're going to need players that can track, that can run, and unfortunately for us, we have 36-year-old version of Ronaldo, not the one that left us. So I think we might even look at maybe a Greenwood, Sancho, Rashford front 3.
Greenwood.
Greenwood in the middle?
Greenwood in the middle.
I'd love to see it. But is he brave enough to do that?
And no Cavani? You wouldn't play Cavani over Greenwood?
Well, knowing Solskjaer, he's probably going to play Rashford or Greenwood on the right and Cavani in central, or more than likely Ronaldo, knowing Solskjaer. But if you were to go for that fluid option, I think the speed and the interchangeability of a Sancho, Greenwood, Rashford front 3 would be something that it would give Atlanta pause for thought. Something that we haven't shown yet this season, something different.
The fact that you're dropping Ronaldo and Cavani formation-wise, I would go with the 4-3-3, but that front 3, my preference, I'll be honest, would be Sancho, Rashford. I believe Rashford's going to start. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that Rashford starts tomorrow. I would like to see Rashford, Sancho, and Ronaldo, personally. I think Ronaldo's got that aura that will always keep the defenders on their toes. I understand Cavani does more running, and probably Greenwood to a certain extent will be doing more running, but it's a Champions League game that we need to win, and we're at home. Cristiano Ronaldo has to play Rashford and Sancho, just because I feel that there's a big game. Sancho's due a big game. My biggest issue is the central midfield. If we're going with 3, I'm really curious as to find out who you guys would play in central midfield. And I want to hear from OMONDI, please.
All right, this thing about Matic not being able to play 3 games in a week, that kind of thing, I don't agree with that. I think tomorrow would be more suited for Matic to play because for what we need for the game, to have the ball, to be able to have distribute the ball professionally rather than wasting the ball. We've got a huge pitch at Old Trafford, so I would like to see Matic playing slightly deeper of Pogba and Donny van de Beek.
Talk.
Yeah, I've said mine. I just think it's time for Ollie to be a lot braver and a lot more trusting in the players. Scott McTominay looks like he has been having some one-to-ones in training apparently in terms of the role. So for me, I would put Scott McTominay, the more defensive-minded player, Bruno and Donny van de Beek. Because like I say, Donny van de Beek he's a real pain in the neck for teams just because of his constant movement. He's like a little bee. You know, it should be a common honorary mank because he is a little bee. He's a busy little bee, right? And he's floating about all over the gaff. And with the passing ability of Bruno and even Scott, we know Scott can pass the ball. We've seen him do it loads of times. He can do that. We can find Donny van de Beek and we can interchange there around that midfield. And then with the likes of the options wide with Rashford, Sancho, and I think balancing them 2 sides up rather than us being lopsided in terms of always looking for our left side, balance it up and put more of a danger on the right hand side as well. That way, the opposition are like, well, crap, no, we've got some real threats on both sides here. They've got to stretch their back line in order to deal with that. And if they do that, that's where then Ronaldo has got free reign. Or it takes one good pass, Ronaldo's in and bang. We should take the game if this is all our own ideas. But you know what? Is Ollie brave enough to do any of this? Well, only time will tell.
Rebel.
Well, I'm going to go and represent our fearless leader Solo here and put my Fred cap on for a minute. So obviously, I'd echo Matic similar to the 2 guys, but I'd have Donny and Fred is a more fluid kind of movable central midfielders beside them. Now, the reality of the situation is we know there's not a hair's chance that our boy Ollie under Solskjaer is going to drop Bruno Fernandes and Pogba. They're playing. Where they play, who knows, but Ollie is going to go with his true, tried and tested war heroes.
Sorry, I'll let you finish. Sorry.
Which probably means that Pogba will probably end up on the left of midfield in the front of the 3. And we'll have Bruno, Matic and Fred in the midfield.
Oh, I hope not. I hope you're wrong.
We all got different midfielders, haven't we?
Yeah. I'll be honest. I can't see him playing anybody other than McFred tomorrow in his same formation. I would love him to be brave. I mean, we're all here praying for a 4-3-3. We're wishing the impossible in regards to having into having Donny in our central midfield. But let's Ollie's team is probably going to be a lot different than the team that we're putting out.
Yeah.
And that's the part of it that is really beginning to be a bit frustrating. Actually, it's not even a bit frustrating. It's beginning to be very frustrating about Ollie. We're hearing he's going to make a change, and I just don't believe it for one bloody minute.
But, Mr. B, let me say this. We know what he said today, Ollie, right? Now what he's done is, in a sort of theoretical sense, he's put the noose around his neck. Ollie today, he's put the noose around his neck. He's come out with all this talk that he's going to do this and he's going to do that, and we're going to see this and we're going to see that. Back in the coaching staff, and if he does not make some serious changes in a way that appeases the fans and makes it obvious that, look, okay, now we're going for it here. This is what this is what you want. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go for it. If he doesn't do that, he might as well, the trap door's going to open and he's only going one way, and that's straight down, mate. Simple as that. He's got to do it. He's got to be brave.
Do you think this is the game to be? I understand he's got to be brave. Do you think this is the game to be brave in?
It's a perfect game to be brave in my opinion, because we've just come out of the back of a game where we should have won it. So what better game to come back and bounce back and say, no, this is what we're all about. All right, listen, Atlanta are out. They are what they are, but they're still not really, a team that we should be, cowering from and hiding and worrying too much about. We've got more than enough to see this team off, in my opinion. If Ollie is brave enough to do it.
I think the other factor we have to sort of recognise that we're not going into the game full of confidence. There is a few issues with the players, maybe a few issues with the manager, and as we've spoken about yesterday in the last few weeks, about the side and the whole feel about Manchester United right now, So this game, I think, is huge, just as Leicester was huge. Because if we don't win this game, if we don't get if we don't get 3 points, even if we get a draw, it's not good enough. Because we got to go back there to their ground in Atalanta, which could be difficult. And also we got to win. We've got to go and try and beat Young Boys. We haven't done that. I'm joking, but it makes the group really hard. I don't know how the group stands now, but we're not.
Let me just.
Oh, thank you. Cheers.
So let me just take.
So from 2 games, we've only got 3 points. If we don't get 3 points tomorrow to get 6, that is, and because Villarreal, I think, will beat Young Boys. So if we don't get 6 points, if we don't win 3 points tomorrow, then we're gonna have issues. That means we have to go to Atalanta. We might get a draw, and then we're still on 4 points. And by this point, Villarreal will play Young Boys twice, and they will have 7 points. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's really important tomorrow that we get 3 points at home. But I think at home is where we might be most susceptible to being tactically exposed with lack of confidence. And with, I agree with TalkMU, he's making me laugh. With Ollie, with Ollie sort of talking this always, I'm thinking about tweaking things tactically. He's given a sense that, giving the illusion that he's got something up his sleeve, But in my opinion, there's not much there, And so it'll be very interesting. I'm really interested now. Like Mr. TalkMU said about the noose around there, it is really doing that because the feeling is from people, there was a few reading between the lines things said by Brendan Rodgers, which are kind of patronising towards Manchester United and to Ollie post-game. I don't know if anyone picked up on it. So I think Ollie really needs to step up because there's a lot of question marks about him. That's why I've never heard him say anything like this before. So I'm very interested now. I'm really keen to see the game and the setup. What do you think, Rebel? Do you...
Obviously, it's going to be a pivotal fixture for us, and it's going to be there's going to be a live watch along here on this channel tomorrow following the game. And if you're not already subscribed, smash the subscribe button. And the program will be giving away a Bruno Fernandes signed Man United shirt when we hit 1,000 subscribers. So make sure that you subscribe to us to keep up to date with all Manchester United news. But in regards to the fixture itself, it is a very important fixture. It's a key fixture. We cannot walk away from points at home in the Champions League. It is going to be basically the foundation to where we will be either looking for a Europa League spot in third or looking for a Champions League qualification spot after this game. We need to make sure that we secure 3 points at home because away to Atlanta and I think we're away to Villarreal in the closing 3. So it is quite a saucy run-in. So we do need 3 points tomorrow.
Good shout.
Just a couple of comments to go through. OMONDI, could you do the honours on that for me, please, boss? Sorry.
Yeah, certainly, most certainly. Hello, Ankit. You're a regular now, man. Big up Ankit and the Chelsea channel. Loving what you're doing there. Hello to Solo, saying pick up the subscribers, guys. Subscribe. Big panel, good stream. And also Mr. B was on Match channel. They're talking about the England game. Sorry, not the England game, the England ban. So Andy Herbert says, don't you play 4-1 like we did against Palace? What a rubbish system that is. That's Arsenal's system. That was a good game yesterday. Leicester Till I Die is reminding us we won 4-2. Chris is a top bloke. But the more he carries on with his teasing, I mean, how long is it going to last? How long will this last? Everyone's laughing at Chris. Who else is in the house? Oh, here we go. FDB Football. Welcome, Chris. Chris is getting lots of love out there. I mean, he's like a hero to these rival fans. Andy Herbert says, I think it's going to be 1-0 to Man United. Italian teams are a bit slower than English teams. That's a good shout, actually. But how would Arsenal know? They haven't been in Europe for so long. Anyway, Devils United says to big up the panel. Great panel tonight. Thank you, Devils. It would be great if she was on as well, Maisie, but unfortunately she's not here today. Matt, Football United TV says, big up all, Atalanta. We should play Ahmad. He's on loan, isn't he? He warned us not to underestimate them today. Yeah, he did. Isn't he on loan?
He's injured.
No, he's injured, yeah.
Oh, he's injured. So I thought they'd put him on loan somewhere. Tobias, how you doing, man? He says next 6 weeks is make or break for Ollie. That's certainly true, isn't it?
Do you reckon it's that long, though?
Tobias, do you think he's going to be given that long? I'll be honest. I don't think if the results go how my head, not my heart, my head is going. I don't think he'll be here in 6 weeks. I think he'll be gone long before that.
Do you know what I'm thinking? I just want to make this a point here about this potential protest at the Liverpool game. Now, the owners have to look at this, the risks involved with that, the negativity around it all, and everything else. Now, for me, would they, if we do get a bad result tomorrow, would they really keep Ollie in charge for that Liverpool game? Do you think, considering what's being rumoured? Because you're putting petrol on a fire there, aren't you? For surely.
Mr. B, what do you think about that? You're going to be at Old Trafford Sunday, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to be there, but you've caught me cold with that question. I'm not sure what their remit is for sacking a manager. I always believed it was if you're out of the top four, and I'm not really sure. It's too early to say that Man United will be out of the top four. Now, having a protest may well bring the headlines, but Man United fans had a protest and they bought Cristiano Ronaldo and Varane and the protest stopped. So are they doing it then for them to buy a CDM? Because let's be honest, no matter what so you think
this will be a protest for Ollie out. This is what it is. This will be a protest. They want, because a lot of the fans are just had enough, because let's have it right. Look, we all understand what being a Manchester United fan is all about. We know what we've had in the past. We know what the club's all about. And at the moment, and for the past sort of however many months, we've not been anywhere near it. And it seems to be getting worse, especially since we brought in Cristiano, Varane, blah, blah, blah. It seems to have just gone, it's going drastically downhill. And I think there's a lot of fans who are really, really unhappy, and they're going to make their voices heard. So this is what I'm saying, is if you get these rumours as an owner and a board, you've got to think of the consequences of that. And also, not just that, the performances, the rumblings from the players, the rumours, everything else. It's all this is going really, and this is what makes me convinced that Ollie tomorrow is going to do something that nobody expects in order to sort of try and brush aside a lot of this the skepticism around him. And they even put the question to him about what Jamie Carragher said, which I thought he handled that really well, to be fair to him. But you know what? He's really got a point to prove, Ollie. He really has a point to prove, and this is his time tomorrow. It really is his time.
Another guy who's got a bit of criticism lately is Bruno, and half-time with Vaughan has said something really funny. Asking about, everyone knows, as Rebel just said, when we get up 1,000 subscribers, we're giving away a signed Bruno shirt. But Time says, does the signed Bruno shirt randomly run out of the house, up the street for no reason, like the real one?
Yeah, it does actually. I got it on loan. I got it on loan for a week. Just chasing it all around the park. I'm like, Bruno, where you going? Come back here, son. Honestly, everybody thought I had a
dear.
Chasing this shirt about.
He ends up on the front windscreen like a penalty ticket. Anyway, let's move on. Football United said, blow the dust from the index finger, splash the like button. I like that one there. Bath Time says is the plan to cancel the Liverpool match again?
I hope not. Really, I hope not. I hope not.
Oh, God, that's a good one. That's a good one. I actually still don't know what the protest is about, but we will be there, and we'll probably get we're the best person to people to ask post-match we would probably get the real feel about what's going on up there. Football United TV says Ollie loses tonight. He's almost gone. Lose to Liverpool. He's definitely gone. We never have a new manager for the derby for their first game. Now, no way is Ollie out protest. Oh, it's Ollie out protest, says Bar Simon Vaughan.
Okay.
Do you want to know that Ollie got what Ollie got in the fridge before he goes? That's private inside joke. And Bath Time said Bruno plays like that dog from the Littlest Hobo. Oh my gosh.
Jesus
There's
Christ.
a place keeps on calling me. Down the road, that's where it would be. Anyway, back to you, Mickey. Thanks for the comments, guys.
One day, top of the pop. That's what I like mixing with you. Like, I came on the show and I was thinking, I've got to talk about Man United, but look, we got a few more minutes left to the show, and you lot have put a smile on the face. Now, some scores, obviously, that will be putting smiles on their faces is a win. We've spoken about formation. Monday, I'm going to ask you, but what I don't want you to do is tell me that you want a controlled 1-0, because Man United don't do controlled 1-0s. We don't do controlled. We've conceded in what have we conceded? We've had one clean sheet in our last 19 games. So I don't want a Monday heart score. I want a Monday proper with your head score.
Okay. With my head, I think shock, gasp, horror. I think we're going to lose 2-1 tomorrow. The reason I say that is because I think we're not be able to handle tactically what Atalanta represent and what they present to us. It's going to be by the time they score, they might score double or something. By the time we try and force our way back in the game, because we don't have any sort of actual something to fall back on, it's going to be a bit too late. I think we're going to lose 2-1, unfortunately. But I'd like to be proven wrong.
Rebel?
I would love to say that we're going to win 2-1, but looking at this Atlanta side, I'm trying to compare them to a comparable Premier League side. And I'm looking at our last fixture, Leicester. Are Atlanta in around the same ballpark as Leicester City? And we conceded 4 goals against Leicester City. And as you rightly pointed out, Mr. B, our clean sheet record has pretty much ran out with Bruno's shirt into the game, because it is nowhere near where we need it to be. So I can see us easily conceding 3 tomorrow night. And it's a question of, can we score 3 or more to beat them? And I don't believe we can. So I'm going to go 3-2 Atlanta.
Wow. Talk.
Well, I'm hoping and thinking that we're going to see a 4-3-3 all-out attack. We're going to really put it on them. Ollie's going to go for it. We're going to have them tied up in knots, and we're going to win that game. We're going to win the game 3-0.
Clean sheet? Sorry, did he? And with a clean sheet, yeah?
Yeah, clean sheet as well. Just simply because if he does that with the right personnel in place, because you got to remember it, as you know what, you'll understand this on Monday, having played, and Mr. B, and I don't know if you've played, Kev. When you're playing football, if you're playing in a team that are all about attacking, you get so revved up. It gets you so revved up, and you're on it. Your concentration's sharper, because everything's happening really quickly, and you bang, bam, 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 you're creating chances. It feeds your enthusiasm and the energy. And I believe this is what the route we will be going down. And I believe, it's going to be 3-0. We'll keep a clean sheet because we'll just keep them out.
See, Tobias has come back with another one. I think we'll lose 3-1. Breaks me to say it, but my faith is fast going on Ollie right now. Hope he turns it round, but I think the writing's on the wall. I don't think you're the only fan who's thinking like that, Tobias. Me, I don't want to believe that we are going to be playing Europa League football. I've said it, and I've said it once, I've said it twice. If we are in Europa League, I will not be on the stream for that day. I won't do it. I don't jog. I will take up jogging. I will find somebody's dog to go and walk for the hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes while the game's on. I have no interest. I would rather we go straight out of the Champions League, so we're out of everything. That's what I would rather. That's my honest opinion. Now, on the game tomorrow, I would like. I don't want to say we're going to lose, but I can see it being like I can see it being a 2-1. One, we don't have Varane at the back, and we bought him. They call him Champions League Varane. There was a reason why we bought him, and we don't have him. So now we're playing Coca-Cola Cup Lindelof. So there's a big difference to what we've got. I think personally that we're going to lose 2-1 tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, 2-1. I mean, we've all sat here, and none of us have said bar talk. Who doesn't have his face up, so he's probably laughing at us right
now. No, hey, listen, like I say, this is all this for me. All I'm going off here is the what Ollie said is body language and everything else. It seems to me like he understands himself that this is probably one of his last chances. They're not going to give him too many more chances, I don't believe. And this is his perfect opportunity, not only to, like I say, be more attacking, but also to make a point to the players themselves. What better time to do that, to say, listen, Bruno and Pogba, Pogba, not Bruno, Pogba. No, you've not been. It's not been working. We all know about the tracking back and the blah blah blah. No, he's dropping him and he puts Donny van de Beek in there. That's a big message. That is a big message. And then if they go out and they do the business for Ollie, and they do what I'm thinking they're going to do, then that is a big kick in the backside to Pogba, isn't it? And he's going to then be thinking, whoa, yeah, wait a minute, I can't be having this. So he either ups his game and gets more involved in what it is Ollie's wanting to do, or he just continues with his plans to leave the club. Because if he's distracted by that, we still don't have any idea about the contract situation regarding Paul Pogba, which is obviously another huge distraction that we don't need in the team. We just don't need it. That should have been dealt with them months ago, if I'm honest.
Just add a couple of comments here. Box has said that Atalanta are better than Leicester. I think what I read by that was that they're similar clubs, as in their strategy to get to the top. Look at their scouting system; it's fantastic. Same as Leicester. They've come up the table, same as Leicester. They've got a disciplined way of playing, not disciplined play, but their own style of play, which is the same as Leicester as well. So those are the parallels and the similarities I see between them. It's not to say they are the equivalent of they are Leicester. They're probably better than Leicester, maybe. Who knows? I don't know, but we'll soon find out tomorrow. But the way they've risen, if you check out their story for the last 10 years, the project they started 10 years ago, they're seeing the fruits of it today, and they're coming to Man United. And if they get a win, that would be probably the pinnacle of their project so far.
I'm going to make one final point, if I may. Obviously, we know Halloween is approaching, and we have a very dynamic defender by the name of Phil Jones, whose defending is absolutely scary, and we could spring him tomorrow night to do a job.
Oh dear! I mean, can you imagine it? Oh dear!
Can you imagine?
Wait! Sorry. Can I ask a question? Phil Jones, right? He gets a lot of stick, but maybe he's made a couple of errors and all that kind of thing. Do you think like he's gone? Do you think he's finished now? He's not a Premier League player anymore.
Done.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but I'd like to see him play and see him have a run of games to see what he's got, because he's still at the club, earning a keep, So interesting to see what he's still got in the tank.
I tell you, boy, bath time doesn't piss about, does he?
There you go. See, you got to think about
Greenwood, Raining Bruno. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, do you think I understand about changes, but shouldn't these have been implemented pre-season? For him to be trying to do these things so close to our most important game of the season makes no sense to me. It Agreed. Really makes no sense to me. Right now it's like everything he's doing is panic.
It's reactive. It's reactive.
Yeah. It's
this is what tells me about the man, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's reacting to the bad criticism now, and he's reacting to that. What he said in the press conference, I'm going to tweak something tactically. Oh, so you got so now because he's probably hearing I haven't got tactics, And then someone could say, "Oh, you can't drop Ronaldo." You know, he goes and drops Ronaldo a couple of weeks ago, and then Alex Ferguson's overheard saying you shouldn't do that. You see what I'm saying? So he's too reactive. He's not. He's got to be set, have that, build his foundation, and stand by his word. You know, and not just by his word, by his philosophy or his style of play. I don't think he has much. I don't think he has one. So this is where it's all falling apart. You scratch the surface. You know, you can bring in new players, Showtime players, everything else. But when you scratch the surface with the manager, it sort of crumbles before your eyes. Unfortunately,
Just before I just want to
go on, Mr. Lee.
Sorry, I'll let you go. So I'm just reading a message from Bath Time for Vaughan. Sorry.
So he says, "No, I think you play your best players like Pogba, but they're playing for themselves. Greenwood doesn't pass anymore and needs to be dropped till he plays for the team."
Yeah, but listen, do you know what? Listen, with Mason Greenwood, let's have it right. Listen, we're talking about a kid here who is an out and out. Gosh, he's a striker. His natural instinct since he's born is to take the ball. His natural radar finds where the goal is and he goes bang. That's what he does. He's been playing out on the right hand side. Right?
Sorry, look at this message. Sorry.
What's that? All his style says, "Good luck, lads." Yeah, yeah, good luck, lads.
Very funny. That's good. That's good.
You know what? You can't. I don't want to be too harsh on Greenwood because he's a natural striker. So putting him out on the right hand side there, for me, is all wrong. That's why I'm saying the balance is all wrong on the sides there. You got to have Rashford on one and Sancho on the other, and put Greenwood up front if you're going to put him anywhere.
I think last season Greenwood's stats dropped a lot because he was trying to develop his game, passing more. He always seems to do the sensible thing when he's passing. It's just that he's not being extra creative. I haven't seen him be creative from playing on the right wing. Obviously, he can shoot. He's good like that, and he gets into the box, does his step over, looks for a yard, and pops off a shot. But as regards to being creative, he's completely different to Sancho, for example. They're different sort of players, you know. And I would like to see him. I understand the issue about passing more. Maybe he needs to continue with that, persist with that, and don't worry about stats about scoring goals, but more worry about trying to get assists and interplay. Try to bring in Wan-Bissaka into the game more, so we can develop down the right, as we do, to give more balance like we do down the left, for example.
Lads, gents, I think we could talk about this for another hour, but let's be honest. We've done our talking. It's now up to Ollie and the players to do the walking. Yeah, no walking. There's no walking. Ollie's not for walking. Yeah. Our scores have come in. Our predictions are in. Only talk is hoping that we win. So Only talk predicts that we're gonna win. Hopefully talk's predictions right, because we've all sat here thinking that we're gonna take some licks tomorrow. This is us from the Man United Agenda signing out. So Monday, Rebel, and Talk as usual. Thank you very much. We will be all back tomorrow. And don't forget, Talk is actually doing a watch along tomorrow. It's unique in the fact that he commentates on the game. Remember I said that it's unique because he commentates on the game. Man United Agenda. Thank you, everybody. Cheers. Peace out.
Thank you.